So as you know as teachers, Scrabble is a great game. Not only does it help children improve their spelling and learn lots more interesting words with difficult spelling, it's also great for maths because you've got to test your arithmetic skills when you're adding up the scores and using the double letter and the triple letter word scores. And it's also good for spatial awareness. And we're also hoping that some of you will have signed up for the Scrabble competition, which Collins is running in India this year in association with the Mind Sports Academy. This is a really exciting competition. Now listen carefully, if you've signed up for this competition, these hints and tips are going to be really helpful for you. So the first thing you want to do, if you want to get lots of points and beat your opponents, and if you're competing in this competition, if you want a chance of representing India at the World Youth Scrabble Championships later this year, the first thing you need to do is to learn the two-letter words. Now that might seem a strange thing to suggest, but the two-letter words are very often the key to winning. And they're important for the following reasons. They allow you to play words parallel, side by side. So you can score more points by playing words parallel side by side. They also allow you to get rid of letters at the end of the game when there's not much left and when there's not much space left on the board. But more importantly, the two-letter words that use the tiles J, Q, X and Z can help you score loads and loads and loads of points. Some of my favourite Scrabble words are the two-letter words. My absolute favourite two-letter word is the word chi, spelled Q-I. How useful is that word? Q, you don't need a U to be able to play it. You can play it on an I, and you've played a word worth 11 points or more if you can get it on a double-letter score or a triple-letter score. Then think about the Z. There are two words that use Z that only need one other letter. Za, which is an American word short for pizza, and zo, Z-O, which is a word from this part of the world. It describes the animal that's a cross between a yak and a domestic cow and that we find in the Himalayas. So remember that one, zo, Z-O, great word for using the zo. While we're thinking about that animal, the zo, there are other spellings. It can also be spelled Z-H-O and D-Z-O, and you can put an S on the end, so it's a really great word. Coming back to our two-letter words, let's have a think about the letter X. X forms a two-letter word with each of the 5 consonants. Axe, X, meaning an ex-friend or an ex-partner, ox, with its plural oxen, of course, and then XU, said chu, which is a unit of money in Vietnam, XU, and XI, said xi, which is a letter in the Greek alphabet, XI. So remember, ax, X, ox, XU, XI. Easy. The next really important thing that you need to be able to do to beat your friends and score trillions and gazillions of points is to get bonus words. You get a bonus word when you use all 7 tiles on your rack in a single go. Now there are tricks to finding bonus words. The first thing to do is to try and get the letters of retain, R-E-T-A-I-N, on your rack. If you can get those letters on your rack, they combine with lots of other letters in the alphabet to make a 7-letter word. If you've got retain and S, you can make the word retains, or nastia, or retsina. If you've got the letter retain and C, you can make the word certain. Retain plus G makes the word granite. Retain plus I makes the word inertia. So remember, R-E-T-A-I-N plus another letter, you're probably looking at a bonus score, an extra 50 points. The other thing to do is when you're looking at your rack is to look for things that you know form words in English. So to look at word forming elements like ing. If you've got an ng, have you also got an I or a blank? Can you make something ending ing? Shuffle the tiles and see if you've got the ending ment or if you've got the ED ending, or the ER ending, or IER, or EST, or IEST. By looking for those kinds of endings, those kinds of word-forming combinations, you're improving your chances of finding a bonus square. So let's have a look at this rack. You might think, ooh, don't know what to do with this one. Hasn't got any high-scoring letters on it, but it's got a blank. And when you see a blank or an S, you should really be thinking 7-letter bonus word. So by shuffling these tiles around, we can immediately see we've got the word time, T-I-M-E. Can we think of anything to do with the P and the A and the blank to make a 7-letter word with time? Well, actually, yes, we could use the blank for an S and make the word pastime. We can easily play pastime on this rack onto the end of I, and look, we've scored 76 points. We've covered a double word score, so we've doubled the value of the tiles, but more importantly, we've played all tiles in one go and scored 50 points just by shuffling them around on our rack and seeing what we've got there. The other important thing I'd say is please remember that the bonus letter and bonus word scores, the TW, TL, DW, DL, only count the first time that you play on them. They do not count if you add a word onto a word that's already covering those tiles. They only count the first time. But if you're clever enough to play 2 words on one of those tiles in the same go, then it will count twice. For more updates and for more information and more video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel on Collins India.